Hi, namaste, and welcome to Breakout with me, Abha. Thank you so much for listening. I am the author of Nucleus Power Women Lead from the Core, a anti-status quo advocate, a mental strength coach, lawyer, poet, actor, and a firm believer that rules are either to be upgraded all the time or they should not be there at all, not in any way that can ever stop human growth. Now, you know that Breakout is committed to bring to you exceptional change makers, walk the talk human dynamos, business mavericks, thought transformers, empowered men and women who have been there and done that. And guess what? They have agreed to demystify the rules game for us so we can gear up and break out of whatever may be stopping us from living what we truly deserve. So we got to start believing that there is only one rule to life, and that is that there are no rules to life. We can just make that all up on the way. Everything is figure outable. And like I said, our guests are always exceptional people. Today, who we have with us is an exceptional gentleman who boasts of a 24-year career as a public relations executive, but he is a living example of human possibility. He has done so much in these 24 years that if we begin talking to him, I think 25 minutes is going to be very less. So he has co-founded 3 different media communications companies over the years. And now he's the founder and president of Steve Allen Media. So we're talking about Steve Allen, who talks about PR with a conscience. Steve, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on.
Thank you. I'm
excited. I'm excited to be with you.
So nice of you. I mean, I'm excited. I'm equally excited because I read about this PR with a conscience and I was fascinated. I said, okay, this is something that we need to talk about because PR always holds a very bad reputation about being totally exaggerated. And a lot of people don't fully understand what it means. So, Steve, take us to that little story about why PR with a conscience. How did you come up with this?
Well, you reach a point in your life or in business or whatever it may be, without verbally expressing it, you know when there's truth into what you're doing and what you're not doing. And our firm, being in the public relations business now 25 years, I would say about 10 years ago, I started realizing as I was talking to my clients that I was exaggerating a little bit. I could feel myself really not telling the truth 100%. I could really sort of feel that I was saying it, what the expression or the talk or the information that I was giving, I was sort of slanting it towards my side. I was sort of slanting it as a salesman towards my side for me to win the account. And then I realized walking away, it didn't give me a good feeling. And I kept sort of asking for guidance. And really what I realized was that I need to be more. I needed clarity. I needed more truth into what I was doing, and so no one really knew. But I ended up sort of as right about that time. I sort of stepped into another space, and that space was to be more conscious of what I was saying and what I was trying to do, and to come from a pure perspective, from a higher level. And also start dealing with clients who are dealing with that same type of level. So we changed it became Steve Allen Media. Yes, it was that anyway, but our tagline became PR with a conscience, and we strive towards that type of thinking here in our company.
Oh, fascinating. This is like the PR with a conscience is a very, very powerful way of looking at things. And I think conscience is something that we all sometimes at some point when we're looking for the truth or looking for something that we think should be true to what we are doing, lot of it is lacking in the world. So I'm kind of I'm very impressed with the fact that you did realize at some point that this was important, and you must go
Well,
towards.
everybody does. Everyone who's listening to us,
Right,
everyone who is
right,
listening to us knows. Nobody else knows. You know. You know as that individual, beautiful ray of sunlight that we all are.
right,
You realize either you're walking in truth or you're not.
right,
And
and
you know, nobody else really. So at some point you have to come to grips with that when you look in the mirror or when you're sitting alone or you're driving or you're by yourself in contemplation. You know, and you need to make that decision. And it was the right one for me, and I think it's the right one for everyone. But who am I to tell another what to do or not to do?
that's true. That's so true. And you talked about the ray of sunlight. I just saw your video. I saw a video of you on YouTube, I think. And can I just quote you from there? This ray of sunlight thing was so powerful for me. When I read it, I was like, I was jumping in my seat. I said, I must talk about this.
Imagine a ray of sunlight that has forgotten that it is an inseparable part of the sun, and it deludes itself into believing that it has to fight for existence and create and cling to an identity other than the sun. Will the death of that delusion not be incredibly liberating?
Wow. Wow.
Well, everybody's a ray of sunlight,
Right.
and you're so right with your beautiful show. Everybody is.
Right.
Everybody listening is a ray of sunlight, and you wake up to your beauty or you don't. And when you wake up to that beauty, a whole nother way of living and thinking and breathing happens because you are special. We are created by some beautiful, beautiful spirit, and we are all in the same boat together, and we all are alike, and we're all gorgeous. Wake up.
How beautiful is that? I mean, one doesn't expect when we're talking of PR something to come up, and this is what I wanted to bring up in this show and while talking to you. So people can find Steve Allen at www.steveallenmedia.com and look at his wonderful work over there. Steve, you specialize in promoting material of an educating, stimulating, and enlightening nature. What exactly are we looking at over here so that the listeners can know why should they be reaching out to you?
Could you rephrase and answer that question again, please?
I said your company says you specialize in promoting material of an educating, stimulating, and enlightening nature. So when the clients look for you, the people look for Steve Allen Media, what exactly are they looking for over there, and what are they expecting to meet with you and find out?
Sure. No. Okay. Thank you. We as a PR firm, we're in three cities here in the United States, and every day we try to, and it happens every day. We do miss a day here and there, and I can't say it's perfect, but we all try to stand and do our gratitude list, and we are very thankful for everything. And as a company, we do that, and we ask for clients to come into our life who have either written something special. They have something special. They have a product. They have an expression. They have something that's going to make a difference in our world, especially maybe brightening a light, making us realize how special we are, bringing us closer to the light. And they need to get it out there. They need to get this message, this product, this book, whatever it may be. It also could be something that's eco-friendly, something that could be really good for the environment, or even a health medical issue, or something that could really change and make us healthier of some kind. We love that too. But something that makes a difference in any of those arenas, people will come to us, and that we're attracted to them. I think our lights sort of resonate with each other, and we love accepting them and talking to them and designing a campaign how to get that in the media, in television, in radio, in print, online, here in the United States, in Canada, and we also work in Central America doing some in Spanish-speaking campaigns also.
That's interesting. So everybody who's listening, if you're a company or an individual who strives to make a positive impact in the world, you have something that you have done which will bring light to the world or let people get their light out there. Steve Allen Media is there to help you. Please reach out to them at www.steveallenmedia.com. Steve,
I've been watching.
sorry?
I've been watching some of your videos, and
Really?
I think you're special.
Thank you.
I think that to me there's a shift that's been going on in the world, and it's becoming stronger and stronger. There's sort of this divine feminine
Right.
that's coming on.
Right.
And there's a feminine voice that's needed today, and it's coming on stronger and stronger and stronger in our planet. And I think you're one of those luminaries whose voice is getting stronger and stronger because it's necessary. It obviously needs to come from love, but a feminine strength is arising, and you can feel it. You can feel it out here in Hollywood, within the movies, within the television shows. You see females becoming stronger and stronger and less suppressed with their voice. And it's about time. It's really about time. And so I just want to acknowledge you and what you're doing, because you are a part of this whole beautiful thing that's occurring.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve. I'm grateful. And I think just like you said, at one point in life, people just realize that what they are doing is not as truthful as it can be. And I quit 10 years of law practice to start working in the field of people's building and I've now been working in it for
Beautiful.
15 years. I've been doing it much better than I was doing as a lawyer. And I'm very happy doing it because at the end of the day, I find I sleep very well. I go to bed believing and thinking and being grateful about this opportunity that has been given to me in some form. I don't know. I mean, I'm using whatever I can about me, my talents, my gifts, and my knowledge and my voice to be able to do this. And I'm extremely grateful that the universe gives you these opportunities.
Well, we need you out there. Keep going, because as you know and I know, as we look around this beautiful planet of ours, it's got to stop. There's just so much hatred out there. There's just the way we are treating each other as human beings is absolutely nuts. It's unbelievable. Somebody going around thinking I'm better than you, and you're not as good as me, and your faith is not as strong as my faith, and your color of skin is not the same color of mine, and you need to go. And then there's killings. It's unbelievable. It's nuts.
It's
crazy. So yes, keep your voice getting stronger and stronger. We need your light.
Right. I think we live in this fear-based society where everything is based out of fear, and people just don't see the light in themselves or the fact that we ourselves are sufficient. We don't need a faith sometimes. We don't need our skin colors. We don't need a language. We need to just be. And somehow I think that's not happened. It's beginning to happen now, which is a great start, I think. And all of us should.
You know what happens? It's very difficult to break a tribal custom, the way you were brought up, the way your country thinks, the way and you get caught. You get caught thinking this is the way it's supposed to be, and I'm not supposed to like you, and this is I'm better than you, and what it's really hard to come out of a country or a tribe or a faith of some kind that sort of keeps boxing you in. You need to grow up yourself as an individual and realize and look around and break those barriers and realize that you are special and you are just like everybody else, and we are all one.
Right.
We are all one.
Absolutely.
But there are still people who are, growing up in families and countries who, as you and I are talking about now, are training others to say that we're better than another. You aren't as good as. We should go to war against them.
Right.
It's crazy. It's really you and you're right. It is fear based. It is fear based, and it's a belief in a belief is very strong.
Right.
And many people believe the wrong beliefs.
Right. And I think it's causing
and the
so
only
much.
Belief that there really is that you're beautiful.
Very true. I think it's causing so much human to human harm, which surprisingly is going unnoticed. We should be waking up to the idea that we are causing harm to yet another human being, which somehow this is not being talked about so much. And I mean, this particular part of the conversation brings me to the place in your work where you are now very, very leaning into the spiritual side of life, the whole new thought thing, the self-help thing. Um, how do you do that via PR?
It's funny. The media is asking for it more and more. The media is accepting it more and more and more. The window of spirituality is in the picture window. The big window is opening, and it's opening bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know, like I said to you before about the divine feminine. There's something going on that's different.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's just completely opened and it's changed 100%. That's not true. But over the last 25 years, I can definitely see the seesaw changing. I can see it opening more and more. So what's happening, if the media is calling for it, wow, how about that? What perfect timing. There are so wonderful, wonderful people that are on our planet who have such special messages and who have been gifted with a beautiful expression that needs to get out there. And,
That's true.
So anyway, the reason it's happening is because the media is calling for it, and a lot of people know inside their own hearts, who are even listening now, that they need to get out there. They need to say something in their own country, their own community. They need to get something done, and it needs to come out. So it's all happening at the same time.
Yes. Yes, I think this is the show that I'm doing right now. It's called Breakout, simply for that I think it's time for us to stand up and speak up and get our voices heard and make sure that we don't stay in that zone which just keeps telling us who to be and what to do. Instead, let's go inside ourselves and immediately understand who we are and what we are capable of, and then go out there and do it. I think this is what we need to do. So this is where the show is also about. When you're talking about spirituality, in fact, because I'm from India, a lot of people have reached out to me to sort of explain some kind of thing in the spiritual terms to them. And some of them are media people. So very truly, you're like what you're talking about is true. It's working at this point, and it's like a tsunami. Everybody wants to know more and understand how it works. It's crazy. But it's good.
One of the things that's occurred here at Steve Allen Media, we got involved and we became co-founders with three other people, and we started a nonprofit. And the nonprofit is called chimein.org.
Okay.
Chime in, like a chime that you would play outside. Chime in, which is also an expression.
Okay.
Chimein.org. And what we're doing is we're finding young men and women, ages like, say, 16 to 25, in different parts of the world from different countries, who would like to come together and chime in and work on a particular project in their community or country that has to do with some of the UN sustainable goals, which we've been working with a little bit on the UN with that.
Right.
And which is kind of interesting because we just did our first project. We now have 14 youth ambassadors from around the world, from Mongolia, several from Africa, several from Central America, England, Canada, Ecuador, several from the United States, and I know I'm missing people. But we have people doing male and female, young men and women from different countries working on these projects, which I was telling you about, which is all based on the sustainable goals from the UN, which are very simple, like clean water, sustainable living, women's rights, etc. And they do a project in the community, and then we all get together once a year. And this year, we just finished, and we all came back from Guatemala City, where we all met. And we met down there, and we flew everybody in. It's a nonprofit. We did fundraisers, and we brought these youth ambassadors in, and we built homes. We built 10 homes, and they have in an area outside of Guatemala City, and in their enormous dump, literally a dump, and very poor section. We built 10 homes, but which was terrific and very meaningful. We had a wonderful time, but it was a great chance for all of us to get together because we do get together on a monthly basis with a phone call. We stay in touch and we do things together. But what we were just talking about, we're trying to make that same space and create a space for youths around the world. So if any of your people who are listening who happen to be 17 to 25, and they're in a particular country, we have a nonprofit, and if you'd like to look into that, you could always go to chimein.org.
Superb. So this is
How's
all the
that?
people. Yes.
Should I spell that for people?
Yeah, I'm going to spell that for everybody. So the listeners who are listening, if you're between 17 to 25, look for chimein.org. That is chimein.org. This is a nonprofit started by Steve Allen Media to get the youth together to work on projects which are closer to the UN sustainability goals. And please do go check in over there. Please figure out, because this could create a very empowering experience for you, the youngsters, and maybe turn you into great leaders of future if you experience things like this, because this is amazing. When we start early, we are then absolutely equipped to go out and help the world become a better place. Steve, that's great
Thank you,
work.
Abha. That is so true.
That's great work.
Well, I tell you, what you and I are talking about making a difference,
Right.
and you can tell that really the youth of the world who are behind us are going to be the ones who really are going to carry out this over the next 20, 30 years. It needs to be done. And so we're thinking, hey, if we could band together 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 youths from different countries, and we all get together on a big website in the sky, and we all can chime in, and we all can upload videos, and we can have conferences in different languages. Maybe we can keep everybody together and help out.
I think that's a great idea, and I hope I think we are soon going to see it happening, and a lot of people getting together to make this happen. So please do go to www.chimein.org. That is chimein.org, and use your age to make a difference, because we need the younger lot to now be trained into leaders, into people who can actually go out and make the difference in this world in the coming next 20, 30, 40 years. So, Steve, tell me,
Thank you, Abha.
you are very, very strong on the work ethic, and you're also very strong on relationships. So usually these are things that we hear in seminars, but when you go out in real life, you don't find that happening a lot. But with your company, I understand you have never gone into marketing. Everything has been about relationships. Everything is about referrals. Everything is about people knowing that Steve Allen and Steve Allen Media work in a way which is so ethical that people can just go there and say, my God, I'm in this place. This is amazing.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. It's interesting, and it's an expression I think that we all really, really, really understand. That expression. Do you ever hear that? Birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
So you see sparrows hang out with sparrows, and crows hang out with crows, and vultures hang out with vultures. Like sort of stick together, and I think that's why you and I are talking. Those who are raising their vibration, who do realize that we are all one, who do realize that we are all special and that we are here to help others and to make a difference, we sort of start coming together. And so you're asking me about PR over the conscious and what that means, what happens. It's interesting, Abha. As you go quiet and you ask for guidance within your media company, it just sort of starts working. I think we get help from the other side.
Right.
I think our angels all around us are giving us guidance, and I think we're opening to listening to that. We have a wonderful client. This is sort of summing up a little bit. We have a wonderful client out of Seattle, Washington. It's a terrific lady. Her name is May McCarthy. And May McCarthy wrote a book about using your intuition to make your decisions, from your family to your home to your business. and she's a very extremely wealthy lady, and she goes around the country speaking, and it's all about using your intuition, going with your gut, going with that sixth sense that you have inside. And if you're coming from the right place, and you're asking for guidance, and you're looking, and you're treating your brothers and sisters as family, things start coming into you. You start getting hunches, you start getting vibrations, you start getting thoughts. If you walk that way, you're going to be given a light in how to go that way. You get guidance, and you just need to accept it. But you have to go down that path yourself and open up to it. So anyway, she's written a terrific book, which is just called The Path to Wealth. But anyway, I only bring that up is because in my own guidance, I was asking for someone like that to come into my life, and sure enough, here it comes.
Wow.
I didn't solicit her; they solicited me.
Right.
So going back to the PR of the conscience, all of it, you attract what you are. I mean, your light will attract a different type of moth to come to your light. And I think as we get brighter and brighter, and your listeners are listening, you start hanging out with a different type of person, or family, or neighborhood. As you brighten, as you keep getting closer to really what you are, and come from truth, your friends start reflecting that. You look around you. What kind of friends do you have? Who are your friends? Just take a look around you. Look around. Who do I hang out with? What do I do? And when I look around, which I try to do as often as I can, I'm trying to see that I have the right type of support, the right type of love around me, and the right type of clients. And the more I do that, I get more and more of that type of.
I completely,
is that helpful?
Right. I completely agree with it. And I think it is, as we raise ourselves, so we find ourselves raised and in a raised space. Pretty clearly, I'm so fascinated today to see that businesses are now looking at this raised space. They are using the gut and intuition to not just to work, but to seek the right kind of people to work with. And that is amazing. We never saw that earlier. I mean, I don't think it was there 5 years ago. It was all out of books. It was all out of seminars. It was all out of theory. And now it's changing, and the energy is shifting. I think the vibration is shifting, and people are shifting, which is amazing.
Well, actually, also because we have voices like yourself out there. There wasn't a long time ago as many beautiful things out there to listen to, or like they say, there is a flowering going on.
Right.
There are different flowers that are popping up more and more, that are everywhere, that really are seeing the light, or are spreading the light, and you are one of them. You are one of them, and that's a great thing. That's a great feeling.
I'm just I'm just privileged to be here. I mean, whatever space I'm doing my work, I'm grateful you're saying that. Thank you very much. And I'm just doing my work. I just
well,
go
you're only going to be here a short time. You're only going to be here a short time.
Right.
Everybody, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to? Well, everybody has the same. I believe that everybody has sort of the same purpose, and that is to wake up to your beauty and have your light turn on.
Absolutely.
And that's really because it's, and have that beautiful buzz that's inside of all of us, that beautiful light that is inside of all of us, be our shining guide, our star, and come from that space. I think, and I do believe, I could even take it another step. I think we keep coming back, Abha, and keep coming back until we get that, until we turn that light on.
Absolutely. I think it's a process, and people when they start moving in that direction and moving on that path, it just starts appearing on its own, and it's about us. And it is about time that we started embracing and receiving the hunches that we get for us to be guided into the right path. So it is amazing that these things are happening, and I'm very grateful that I'm talking to you, and you're giving me such interesting insights and perspectives to the same thing that I understand in my own way. And we are talking less of PR and more of conscience. So that was the reason why I was here talking to you. So I'm glad that we're talking about this. Right.
Well,
so,
the media is very interested in people who write about dreams. The media is very interested, like I was saying about that woman who wrote a book on using your intuition.
Right.
The media is very interested about past lives. The
Right.
media is very interested in near-death experiences. The media, I mean, which they weren't as much, but it's really growing the fascination to the other side. What's on the other side?
Right.
Because there is something else. We may not be able to see it with our five senses or touch it or feel it, but I don't know about feeling it, but you can sense it. It is right here among the midst of us, and we need to wake up that it is all around us.
Right. Right. That's true. So I have one fun question for you as well, Steve.
Anything.
Apart from the fact that you're a great PR person, and with all your work of 25 years, you're also an actor, right? You were the father
Yes,
of the
yes,
ugly
for quite a
baby.
long time.
You were the father of the ugly
Yes,
baby in the Seinfeld show.
yes, yes. It was a small role, but they had me on a couple times there as the father of the ugly baby. It was a comedy series, and
Right,
but
right.
no, I did a lot of television,
Uh-huh.
and I was also doing a lot of theater also across America.
Right. So if for the listeners, I think Steve Allen, look for him on www.steveallenmedia.com. That is his work website. But go out, search for him, search for Steve Allen. He's done so much in his 25, 30 years of life, being an actor, director, and then he's founded companies, and he has been on a spiritual journey, which he sort of pitches that into his PR business and makes it look like so simple and so beautiful and so much full of conscience. So, Steve, thank you very much for your time. And I so enjoyed speaking with you, because I think we should have longer conversations from here on.
Hey, you continue on and keep listening to that little intuition of yours, because you are making a difference, and you are a wonderful, wonderful watering hole for all of us to come in to nurture. You're a beautiful oasis out there.
Thank you so much. So, thank you, Steve, for your time. And I really, really do pray that chimein.org, which is that youth non-profit that you started,
Yeah.
that works well. And we have tons and tons of young people, 17 to 25, coming in and working as leaders and working in places where they are needed. And they will be the ones who will make a difference. So please, for everybody, www.chimein.org. Please look for it. Look for www.steveallenmedia.com, STEVEALLEN dot media, MEDIA.com, and look for Steve Allen. So, Steve, thank you very much for your time.
See you later. Thank you. Keep going. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
remember, you are a ray of sunlight.
Thank you. Thank you. And you take good care of yourself.
All righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is Abha Banerjee signing out. Just remember, and we got to start believing that there is only one rule to life, that there are no rules to life, and we make them up all on the way as we move on. And like Steve said, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, and you will be guided through life to a path which works best for you. Get up and shine in your own light and be happy. Goodbye.